Dominance doesn't knock. It doesn't ask permission. It simply returns. Championships are treated like souvenirs. Pain is treated like entertainment. That is not professional wrestling. I'm not here to chase gold. I am here to restore standards.
You stand there in this ring every single week and you cheer for democracy. You cheer for noise. You cheer for men who slap their thigh, screaming into microphones and pretending to be a warrior. But when I step into this ring, the standard, you are looking at a discipline, you are looking at violence, perfection. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to remind you what professional wrestling is supposed to look like. For over 2 decades, I have decided my life is a sport, while others is chasing fame, chasing catchphrases, chasing social media followers. I was mastering holds and breaking opponents down piece by piece. I was learning how to turn a wrestling ring into a battlefield. Every time I step through those ropes, I don't represent height. I represent a transition. I represent honor. I represent the second scared mat that so many before me bleed out. You people don't talk about eras. You people talk about legends. You talk about moments. You let me make something very clear about all of you. This is not an era. This is not an era built on moments. This is an era built on results. And every result, every time I step into this ring, is the same thing. My opponent walks in here confident. My opponent talks big. My opponent believes in the hype. You don't need to scream. I command respect. I don't need to insult you to feel powerful. I don't need shortcuts, allowance, or cheap tricks. My power comes from prediction, from control, from the understanding that pain is not chaos. Pain is structure, pain is art, and I am the artist. Every superstar in that locker room knows that they may smile when that camera is on. They may run their mouths on social media, but when my name is mentioned, when I hear that I'm their opponent, their heartbeats change, their breathing change, because they know what they're stepping into that ring with me, and they don't know how to put on a show. It is survival. This crowd around my waist is not a popularity. It is not an accessory. It is a symbol of superior. It proves that excitement still matters. That foundation still matters. That brutality, when done correctly, still rules this industry. And when I defend this championship correctly, it still rules this industry. And I have to defend this title against the best in this company has to offer. And when chop giants down to size, I stretch technicals until they have no choice to submit. I stood across from men who claim to be unstoppable, and I stopped them. You can chant someone else's name, you can do me, you can hope for a miracle, but hope was never being disciplined. Noise has never speechless and comfortable. Emotion has never been structured. This ring belongs to me. This championship, these champions belong to me, and this company moves at the pace that I set. So let this be a warning. Let this be a reminder. If you step in my way, if you stand across from me in this ring, you are not stepping into a match. You are stepping into judgment. You see, everybody talks about heart. Everybody talks about passion, but heart doesn't not save you when chest is carving into my chops. Passion doesn't protect you when I wrap my arms around your body and squeeze until life drains from your eyes. Confidence doesn't not help you when you're staring up at the lights, unable to stand. And when I'm not your hero, when I'm not your villain, when I'm not something much more than what I am, there is not a single man back there who can outlast me, no one in the back of outwork me, and no one can out-wrestle me, because I treat this ring, I scared ground, I don't joke it, I don't dance, I don't use a stage, I don't use a weapon. And for everyone that can think they can put me down, for anyone that can believe you can take championships from me, for anyone that can challenge me truly, greatness is cold. It is calculated. It is democracy. I have broken records. I have broken bodies. I have broken spirits, and I have continued to believe so. And I am the ring General Gunther, and I don't lose. And now Gunther is backstage. Hey Gunther, you want to talk? Gunther, you want to talk all that just to have a promo? This is the first episode of The Standard, and Gunther, you want to open up the show, talk about whatever you talked about? Gunther, this is my show. I know I'm defending my title later tonight, but this is my show, Gunther. You want to open up the show like that next week? You're not going to do that. If you do, then something's going to change about this, because we're not going to open up my show and have you talk about this. And Gunther, I know you're from wherever, I don't know, Austria you're from, or you didn't even mention Austria. This is the first episode of The Standard, and whatever this episode is called, something about Ring General probably or something, and you want to open up the show and not tell about your own self? Well, of course you don't, because you're not like everybody else. Because, Gunther, just because you're not champion, why are you mentioning champions or championships in your promo over and over and over again? Gunther, I know I'm repeating the same words over and over again, but I'm just pissed off. I know I already said this, but you open up my show, and I'm champion, having a match against Bobby Lashley later here tonight, and hopefully Austin Theory and Grace Wall don't interfere, like what happened this past Monday on Monday Night Raw. And luckily for Cody, he's going to the chamber, and I'm not. And I know I had a rivalry with Jacob and Ricochet, I think it was, or Jacob and Logan, something like that. Gunther, you have been out of TV for the longest time, and you want to come back, and this is the first ever TV show, and you want to come back and just talk about whatever you talked about, talk about title, talk about company, and what this company have to offer. This company has to offer nothing for you, Gunther. And what else did you say? You said one of your lines, you people talk about eras. This is my era. This is the Penta era. So whatever you want to do about this opening, Gunther, better luck know that if you keep running your mouth, and you said whatever you said about heartbeat and your opponent changes the heartbeat when you face me or whatever, something like that, my heartbeat lowers down because I know that I'm gonna beat you, and this is the Penta era, Gunther. You know why it's Penta era? I'm champion. This is my show. This is Monday Night Raw live on Netflix. And I could become Penta 2 belts next week on Monday Night Raw when me and Javon take on John Cena and Joe Hendry for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Joe Hendry and John are tag champs, and Adam Pearce, whoever you're on the backstage, please keep R-Truth and The Miz out of next week's match. If you have the ban from Ringside, do that. I don't want them in my match. But anyways, Gunther, when was you want to have a Punk's career on the line at Elimination Chamber? This is Punk. It's in his hometown. And it's also AJ Lee's hometown. And when you talk about eras, when you talk about championships, when you talk about company after offer, all those tied together equal Penta. Monday Night Raw, my title, and all those eras, though. All those eras combined, this is the best era, because this is the Penta era. Sano, Miano. An hour later from that, Gunther is in the backstage again, and Penta just finished his match up against Bobby Lashley for the title. Gunther now looking at that title, looking at that good here, and Penta is celebrating with his title, and Gunther just gonna walk off at the backstage here tonight. And Gunther